Good afternoon, Jamie. How are you?
Yeah, very good. Very good. Living off the back of the regionals euphoria. So the come down is going to happen at some point, isn't
it? Well, just as you're on the way to your come down, we'll drop the plan for the next event, and hopefully everyone will be kind of the same. They'll be like, "Oh, it's starting to wear off now," or the next event's going to be soon. So hopefully we'll pick you back up.
Totally. I'm excited.
How did it go?
Yeah, it was great. It was amazing to kind of get everyone that you see on a screen, or you see kind of in the community chats from the JST side, and then a lot of people that weren't on the program. Some of our members kind of got stuck in, and the feedback we kind of got from them was they got humbled in a positive way, like they've come in determined to up their game. And that's one thing that kind of I've been very fortunate to experience, like a few really good people come in the gym, like with Ben used to own it, and a guy going to the games. You're kind of exposed to what really good is, but some members don't see it. If you're always winning the whiteboard at your own gym, you turn up to a comp or you do a drop in, and then there's always someone bigger, better, stronger, faster. So yeah, they've had a positive kind of outlook on it. They're like, right, I need to get better at doing X. So they will.
Yeah, good. That sounds good. Even a good old Blitz name, Cam Nickel, dropping in as well. I saw that, which was pretty cool to see.
Totally. The man himself come in. He was giving it the big, and I haven't trained. He's got a gym in his back garden, and it's not like a garage gym. It's a proper gym for one. And he's like, I haven't touched a weight, and I was like, all right, fair enough. He put 110 over his head just so he could do. That's the buy-in for then doing the rowing workout.
Yeah.
He was paired up to kind of judge. I'm not very good at saying names, but Kiara, the teen athlete. If we describe her, she's the total opposite of Cameron. So Cameron's 6'6", wingspan, longer than 6'6". Kiara's tiny. Yeah. So watching Kiara get a sore neck, watching Cameron's reps was quite comical. But I think she took away some good rowing tips. Watching him row is awesome. It's a thing of beauty. It's effortless, but the power coming out of it is unbelievable.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Like you say as well, for a young girl who's probably the next generation of CrossFitters coming through, to be able to partner up with an Olympian, it's really cool that. And again, what those regional events are all about, it's about learning off other people, getting to know, new people, as well as reconnecting probably with some older faces. So yeah, awesome, amazing to hear. Buzzing about that. Yeah. We should probably start talking about next week's deload. Obviously we've had a few gyms join up more recently, so it's probably worth covering in a little bit more detail what a deload week is kind of all about, and I feel like we should probably touch on what tends to happen during a deload week, despite what we say as well.
Totally. Right. Well, I'll kick us off. So to give you an idea, deload is to the science behind it, a bit of science behind it. It's to help that super compensation. It's to reduce the overall training load on the system, to bring it down. So then all of those gains and all those hard sessions that you've been doing in the previous weeks will then allow the adaptation to occur. So then we go above that curve for when we're back. I remember that from a course a long time ago, and it stood with me quite well. So how that applies in our programming is we reduce the overall difficulty, but we can't completely take it away, because within a class environment, some people are at the start of their journey, some people are 7-8 years into CrossFit. So we still put plenty in. So if you're new on our program and you think, oh, there's going to be no training this week, we'll add some more in because we're a new gym, don't.
Thank you, Dan.
Keep it on there. Keep it exactly how it is. And then the conversations are very individual. So members wise, if you've trained regularly and you're feeling a bit beat up, everything's being backed off. Pick and choose your battles. Maybe go hard once, maybe twice a week on a couple of areas you need to work on. And overall, come away feeling like there's a little bit left in each session. So then when we roll around to the next week, you're chomping at the bit. You're feeling like, right, I'm going to be good to go. You already mentioned about people doing extra stuff in terms of pushing the boat out. They see workouts that they can push. Mm-hmm. That conversation is merely talk about the long game. So we've got another video coming out talking about the open. We're a few weeks away, 3 and a bit weeks away. So making sure that those guys are looking to that point where we're like, well, we don't want to beat ourselves up now. We'll save it for in a few weeks.
Yeah. There's a few things that I want to kind of show as an example to you coaches and members that are watching this through the week, as to just how we're trying to cap that intensity a little bit, but more so the volume as well. So just kind of touching on Monday first, you can see percentage wise, it's only between 60 to 70%. It should feel pretty routine, pretty comfortable, probably in and around the 6 to 7 RPE, just hitting good positions throughout that. And then in the workout after, it's quite short, just a 6-minute AMRAP, and there's 4 different movements in there. And because there's 4 different movements, that means there's going to be plenty of transitions. So with the transitions in there, that's going to straight away cap, the intensity there as well. Whereas if it was just 2 movements, obviously you probably get your heart rate up a lot higher. You get your heart rate up anyway, but less so with the 4 movements in there, and the amount of transitions as well. So that's the first example I'd like to give you on a Monday. With regards to volume and capping volume, a great example is on the Tuesday after we do the muscle ups. We'll go into that in a little bit more detail in a sec with the muscle ups. But we've just said, keep working until you get to 75 wallballs. So in an AMRAP, you could end up accumulating, 100 plus at times. For this, it's like 75, that's the most you're going to be hitting. You're not going to be feeling sore for the next couple of days after that. You should, like Jamie said, feel like you can come out of that session with, a bit of energy still in the tank there. Before we go on to the rest of the week, Jamie, is there anything from Monday, Tuesday you want to kind of touch on? Obviously, the volume of muscle ups is also naturally dropped in this week as well.
So I'll just touch on the muscle up. So with the EMOMs, we've dropped ourselves back down to 6 for those guys that are already on the plan, and we're going to look to add 1 to 2 more reps, but still keeping that quality from what we did the week previous. For those guys just jumping on it as well, within this, take a look at the video we provided and find the right scale for you guys. But ultimately, it's about brushing up on those reps. This is a good opportunity within 6 minutes for those members in a deload week to maybe attempt something they've not done before as well. So if they're thinking, right, I've done a lot of work, I've got to 10 minutes on my EMOM of my chest to ring pull up, and you want to try the muscle up, go for it. 6 minutes, maybe take 1 attempt every minute, see where you're lacking. Is it the skill? Is it just the sheer strength? That stands out to me, and just echo what Jack said on the wallballs. Normally a wallball workout will be in and around 150 reps. So you're looking at half the volume. The intensity will still be there. So that aerobic system and that lactate system will still be pumping around the body, and it won't be comfortable when you do it. And that's not the plan. But then ultimately, when you come away, that residual fatigue won't be there the next couple of days. That's crossed.
Good stuff. On to Wednesday. So again, percentage wise, we're probably lower than what we've been the past couple of weeks. The upper range that we've given you probably touches on some of the weights that we've maybe hit. But obviously with that range, it gives you a little bit of flexibility to work with. A combination of some barbell cycling work a little bit, but also, still refining the movement of the clean as well. So take note that you reset after you've done the first front squat. And like I say, because you're practicing pulling the bar off the floor again, you're focusing on better positions, pulling off the deck each time. Also getting a nice bit of front squat volume in as well, keeping that ticking over. But again, it should feel pretty routine through them sets of squat cleans and front squats. Touching nowhere near a max. It might get hard for the last couple of sets, but yeah, bear that in mind. After that, we've got some upper body strength work. We've got banded strip pull-ups. People are going to look at this and think, I'm not doing a banded strip pull-up. And then I'll be like, can you do 15 strict unbroken pull-ups? and then I'll be saying, get your band.
Totally. These are there's a friend of mine called James Dollar, a lot of people will know. I saw him doing bicep curls a long time ago, and I was like, cool, you could do bicep curls in a CrossFit gym, and then doing some like ring rows and stuff. He was like, we call it elbow health. So it's that stuff there is going to be just good for the body. It's going to kind of improve our grip strength as well. So there's quite a few things there that kind of fall apart. If you've ever been doing a high volume pull-in workout and it's not your lats going, it's your forearms and your grip, that's one of the things that we can kind of dial in there. On those dumbbell strict presses, that will kind of highlight any muscle imbalances that you have. So if there's anything kind of left to right, that will be exposed kind of in a controlled environment. And then in the future, you need to go after those things to kind of iron them out. So they are masked with the barbell, but with the dumbbell, they're good. Should come away feeling pretty tidy on that one today.
Yeah, good. On to Thursday. Over this phase, we've kept a little bit of handstand hold, handstand walk, wall walk skill work in there, usually every other week, or just to kind of make sure, again, it's quite likely that a wall walk or some sort of handstand push or handstand walk will come up, but reinforcing just good positions and the basics, so easily skipped on upside down work, especially when people are always kind of thinking about the actual press or need to get stronger, but how's your body awareness? Do you know where your kind of tipping point is when you're upside down in a headstand, as an example? Just little things like that. So just spending a little bit more time upside down in holds, not moving, is going to benefit everyone really.
That happened with me. I think I posted a video on my Instagram today of me handstand walking. It was initially teased because one of the other guys was doing it and he couldn't do it, and I thought I could do it straight off. But one of the things I've been working on is just some thoracic extension movement. So I've been doing our press matrix, which is in our warm-up, religiously. Every time I use my arms, doing it. And then just doing some wall facing handstands, and it's improved my line from my hands through to my toes. And then all of a sudden, I haven't really been able to walk over the obstacles. It wasn't a very difficult obstacle. It's just a few weight plates, but it's made a significant difference. And we've been hammering that home to the members that to get better at walking, it starts with a good position at the top of a push-up, then it gets you upside down, and then can we hold a handstand freestanding, as we've put in the notes here, and then it start to walk. So don't always do the hardest movement. Tell your members that. Try and find the one that's relevant for you.
Yeah, good. Also, just keeping a little bit of wall walk volume in there, because
it's going to come.
We just know they're going to get repeated. I tell you what, if they don't, we'll be eating our words, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think with the news of Adrian Bosman is heading up the programming on a podcast with Justin Berg. Adrian Bosman is like CrossFitter pure and pure. He's a very good gymnast. He moves extremely well. He's probably like, they're the kind of movements that I want in to expose those guys that have been like on a strength plan for the last 3 years, trying to hope for a heavy deadlift in the open. So if we're going to read anything into it, which I've never guessed an open workout right once in 10 years of it. So I'm probably way off. It'll probably be heavy lifts the whole time. But yeah, if I'm going to guess, it's going to have some more walks in there.
The workout after, super simple. C2 bikes if you've got them. If not, any other machine or bike you can use instead. 1 to 2 rest. It's just go pretty hard. Think about roughly what is your 2K pace. It should feel that similar sort of pace on a rower, if you were to kind of match the feeling of when you're doing these intervals on the bike. So think about what's your 10-minute pace on the bike. If you've done it on an assault bike, again, we'll probably have a similar feel, if not a little bit faster. It should be pretty hard every time it's your turn.
Yeah, on the machines, if you're kind of like, how do I quantify that distance for a C2 bike, is use the time frames. So we've put roughly like a minute 10 to a minute 30 as an interval on there. And that's going to give you kind of a roughly 3 minutes rest, maybe just under between each effort you go on. So you can hit it pretty hard. But then just make sure that's how you quantify it down, as we've put in the notes.
Yeah, good stuff. On to Friday. This is a workout that we got given a couple of weeks ago from Matt, wasn't it, from ARC in London. Obviously, we managed to get workouts off everyone, which was great, but we didn't get a chance to put Matt's workout in. So obviously we couldn't not put it in at some point. So we've put it in for this week, and it's a long graft, I'd say, this piece.
Yeah.
Straight away when I look at it, I'm like, that volume of toes to bar, dumbbell snatch and burpee, box jump is quite a bit, but obviously we've got 30 minutes. We've got a long time cap to get it all done also at the same time. Machine wise, obviously, again, there's a few different options. If people don't have a C2, half the distance on a rower or ski erg. If you're on an assault bike, as a rough guide, 30 calories for guys, 24 for girls. Is that about right?
Yeah.
Far off.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll make sure we send out the graphic. We've attached it in on Fitter, but we'll make sure we send out the graphic for that gives you the conversion rate, just in case you don't have the machines. Anything else you want to add about that workout, Jamie?
You can make the joke it's not a partner workout. It's if you do genuinely have a couple of members that are kind of way in and new to this, you could probably share this work, and then they can kind of be able to compete with maybe a couple of the big dogs in the gym. Like we do mention on time to time that the programming is not, it's burpees at the end of the day, it's fitness, it's whatever appeals to your gym. If you use a Friday as a partner workout, make it a partner workout. It's we want a general rule that we try to keep it as close to the stimulus as you can. But if you need to go ad hoc and you feel like it's let's just jump in and make it 3 rounds and double the reps, like, go for it. But yeah, that would probably be the only thing to add to it. We want to come away and it feel like it's good fun rather than someone's getting beat down every day. And
just touching back on that, someone is definitely going to ask the question at every single gym, is this a partner workout? So get that joke in before one of your members does.
Yeah.
Beat them to it. Saturday, I'm going to leave you to talk about this one, because this is your workout.
I know I might have to come off of like social media, stop my email for a week or so, because I think I'm going to get some hate mail for this.
Sure.
Tough workout. I had originally written this a long time ago for Rowan Wood and Cameron Nicol, we were talking about at the start of the video. And it was originally called To Hell and Back, because it was the individual version. You kind of work into the middle of hell and then you hopefully come back out the other side of it. Rowing and dumbbell thrusters, we had them a couple of weeks ago. So they're movements there that are kind of fresh in our memory. We've written it as a partner version just to make it more fun. If you want to run it as an individual, you can. It's the JST Super Saturday workout. So get stuck in. In terms of the work, we've kind of split it up in a way that each set you take more sets. So on that first row, one of you does 9, the other one does 9. That's realistically where you are. If you're going for a super quick time, you probably put a big guy or girl on there who's going to bang out the 18 without the transition. But then you've probably left that person in the lurch doing the set of dumbbell thrusters, which is very, very tough for a set of 18 to then be able to contribute back on the rower. So have that in mind, just build it up. It's a long workout. So when you're in those kind of the 50s and stuff, small sets, get back to it, keep the intensity high. And then, I'll probably go missing for a few days, probably go missing on the Friday, so I can't do it on the Saturday myself, because, you don't taste your own cooking, do you?
That's what they say. That's what I've heard. Just don't taste Jamie Boston's cooking. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, it's too spicy.
But yeah, it looks a really good test of fitness, especially this time of the year with the open rolling round, this combination that's come up, I think, only once before, in 2015. 2015. remember it well. But yeah, I'm sure this will be one that members will be nervous about, but also be talking about for a couple of weeks after as well. So by the time we stop talking about this workout, they'll then be talking about open workouts, which will be upon us next. So yeah,
that's a good point to mention that. In terms of we were talking to the members about workouts being scary and being a bit worried about it and coming in and panicking and stuff like that. And sometimes you need some workouts that do that. You don't need that every day. You don't want to have that anxiety and that stress. But if you have the odd workout that kind of going to take you out of your comfort zone, like when I've written this, everyone thinks, oh, Jamie must like dumbbell thrusters. I hate them. I really hate them. I don't think anyone likes dumbbell thrusters, unless you're Kiara, who's like bolt upright, 5 foot, banging them out. So yeah, doing stuff that tests you and challenges you is there. It's all part of being a CrossFitter. That's why you get people in the gym that you love to hate. So that's good.
Yeah, it's true, and especially if you're doing the partner version, like good just to be doing it with someone else. You're both going to be in a hole together, or as you initially called it, you're both going to be in hell together before coming back. So
yeah, bring a friend. It's always good.
Bring a friend. Yeah, bring a friend on that Saturday. And then just wrapping up the week. So again, our usual kind of maintenance work that we keep in. We always like to keep some single arm, single leg work in there. And again, it's just a great format to keep the strength up, you know, in the upper body, making sure we don't get any niggles, anything like that, really. So the workout I recognise from lockdown. So again, great little test for any members that were following a class program at that point. Like, where were you then? Where are you now? Now we're back in the gym doing less of that sort of work. Are you getting a better time, or is it, you know, has it dropped a bit? It'd just be interesting to kind of find out, really. So yeah, anything else around?
2 things to take from that is that, yeah, it's a good benchmark workout to kind of for your Sunday crew that possibly, I sometimes think of your Thursdays and your Sunday crew as those people that are a little less CrossFitty. They're the guys that want to do the conditioning or the stuff that's like not your 21-15-9s. So it's a good work to kind of check in with them. Also, as a side note, like the following day, we've got some snatching within a workout. So great workout to kind of prime the system, so those legs are feeling really good the next day for when we've got some snatches with like an old open workout kind of revisited, which will be good for everybody.
Yeah, awesome. Anything else you want to touch on this deload week? There's something I'd want to add there. So for those guys that either follow the compete plan as well, or have members that do, Steve has decided he's going to push the deload week back on the JST athlete program. So you'll probably find that this next week or two doesn't align quite as much as it may have done the past couple of weeks. Obviously, after this next week or two, it'll be more aligned again. It's just Steve's looked at kind of where the open sitting and quarterfinals, and he just felt that it would be best to push the deload week for the guys in the JST athlete plan back a week, because most of them are probably going to make quarterfinals, whereas your class members, most are probably going to be, you know, just doing the open. You may have a few that make quarterfinals, but yeah, it still kind of sits, you know, fine with us. So yeah, perfect. All right.
Perfect.
Anything else?
No, that's good to me, mate.
Spot on. Right, our next video is going to be talking about the open and different options of how to run the open. So stay tuned for that one very shortly. See you later, guys.